Welcome back to the Real Estate 401k Show. I'm your host, Mike Weinstein, alongside Justin Frederick and Ryan Gerdes. You're going to want to go ahead and text the word STORY to 623-AZ-RECON. That's STORY to 623-AZ-RECON. Every Friday, we take some time to talk about stories and to share insights and experiences we've had with our clients and our podcast listeners. And we want to include you as part of that story. And I was thinking the other day, we got to start getting some of our clients in the studio and have some conversations.
Yeah. It'd be fun to get Whip in here. It'd be fun to get him in here.
Yeah, Whip. Yeah, we got a lot of them. We should. We
got
room.
Aaron in here too.
Oh yeah,
that'd be fun.
That would be great.
Well, we'll just turn on the microphone and the three of us just walk out. And say, Aaron, the show's yours.
Yeah,
right? You got
he ain't making it in anytime soon because he owns one of the biggest geo engineering firms in the United States, actually, and they've just been getting massive FEMA
blown
contract.
up.
Yeah, just from the hurricanes that hit over in the southeast. So he's
He's too busy to play golf now too, huh?
I know. But a few more months he'll resurface again.
It's interesting, and then we could take a minute and talk about just Arizona. I was, we have a tremendous real estate wealth manager on our team, Dominique, and I was having breakfast with her last week, and her house was really, was in the path of the hurricanes. She was expecting a lot worse than it was. She's immigrated from Cuba, and I wasn't aware that there's a fault line near Cuba and that they have earthquakes, so that was new to me. And so we started talking about Florida, and the hurricanes, and then you've got, Tornado Alley. Me being from Southern California, I can just tell you stories after stories of being in some good size, earthquakes. And I think earthquakes to me are the worst because in a tornado, you may not have much of a warning, but oftentimes you at least get a warning. A hurricane, you get a tremendous amount of warning. An earthquake, there's freaking no warning. It's your house is shaking. But Arizona, man, all you got is the heat. That's it. And we can plan for the heat. We know it's coming. You can get a second home up in Flagstaff or up in the White Mountains. It's one. I think it's a great attribute for Arizona and a great case to consider coming to Arizona.
No, it's no wonder why we have tons of people just migrating here from all over the country. So don't blame them, but it's a double-edged sword, but we won't get into that. We're here to talk about stories.
All right, so my story is not too extensive, but we helped one of our podcast listeners about a year ago buy a new build out in the Apache Junction, Mesa border area.
Yeah.
And just got a great deal. New builds, we can just go on and on and on about new builds and the opportunities and the deals that they are offering right now. But coming up on the year, a lot of people, and this story's more as just a reminder or an educational opportunity for people who are buying new builds. You pretty much, when you get handed the keys to a new build, you've got pretty much a 12-month warranty on everything. I mean everything. And so we always tell buyers is, keep a journal. And as throughout the year, as you come across things that you'd like the builder to come out, because they don't want to come out every other week to fix the little minor this, minor that, and so forth, cosmetic here, cosmetic there, settling cracks. But make that list. And if you let that 12-month time period expire without reaching out to the builder to come back out and make those repairs, you're going to forfeit a lot of those opportunities. And so with that, we were able to bring in our resident home inspector, Anthony Cucci with HCP Inspections, to go out there during the beginning of month 11, walk the house just like, and I even said, they said, should I even get a termite? The house is only 1 year old. I'm going, for $50, absolutely, because we saw St. John had termites pop up twice in the first 12 months of home ownership. So
and the day after close.
That was fun. Yeah, so So it was just an opportunity to help one of our listeners, go through that process. Yes, let's nickel and dime the builder. Things break, right? Things get missed, and allowing the home inspector to go in there and put together a full report, submit it to the builder, and let's get everything fixed before all of the warranty time expires.
Yeah.
So that's my story.
It's a good one.
That's a good one.
It's a good one. I like that one. He's a good dude.
Mine's not that great, but I'm gonna.
Well, hold on.
So
he just said before we started that he's got a really good one.
Yeah, here we go.
And then you're over here like, I mean, you better come out with a
we just broke into Pagosa Springs, Colorado. Happens to be where Amy's from, so we ended up getting a deal.
Tell everybody who Amy is.
Amy's my right hand. She's business development, marketing coordinator for us. She's the brains.
Looks.
Yeah, that's what some people say. But she's great. So connected us with a buyer, a friend of hers from Pagosa Springs. This was last month, and we ended up getting the deal from a different lender over there. We were able to save him 0.5% on the interest rate. I mean, the times helped us too with the interest rates dropping. But he also had much less closing costs with us. And I want to say it was in the range of $3,500 to $3,000. So it was a good savings. And then
that's a big chunk of change.
Yeah. Yesterday, got a call from his buddy who just got back from hunting, didn't get anything. But the day he got back, his other buddy stayed out there hunting, got something. So he was a little upset about that. But we had a good conversation. He was locked in with this. So Pagosa has basically 2 lenders there, and they're both hometown lenders. Called and just wanted to have a conversation just because the other client just suggested that he call. We have 14 days left until closing. Sent me his contract. Was able to save him a little over 0.25% on the rate, but another $3,000 in closing costs. And we were able to do it with an appraisal waiver, which the other lender wasn't doing. And he had an appraisal ordered. So he was able to cancel that order and moved everything over to us last night. We locked everything in. Easy loan. Glad I'm saving him money and was able to get under contract there. But it sounds like the word of mouth is going around. So really happy to be breaking into Pagosa, Colorado. So
well, I think it's important to take the opportunity to highlight, because I think everybody who's a regular listener to the show understands that we are in the Phoenix metropolitan area, and that's where our area of expertise. But they don't understand that our reach goes beyond Arizona.
Oh, yeah.
And especially for you are licensed in how many states across America?
19 states.
19 states. And so if people are listening to the show, like what you have to hear and really want some of your aggressive programs and aggressive pricing, to definitely reach out. Text the word story to 623-AZ-RECON and find out whether you're licensed there. And then just on the real estate side, Ryan, is, obviously we have built a tremendous referral network of like-minded teams across the country. And I think we have about 33 major real estate markets represented in this. And so when people listen to the show and say, yes, I want to invest in Arizona, but I need to sell something here in Vegas, or I need to sell something here in Tallahassee. Well, probably a lot of stuff's going to be for sale in Tallahassee.
Yeah.
They want to work with like-minded people, and they can reach out to us, and we can put you in touch with them, whether you're selling something or purchasing something in another state. So I just wanted to highlight that.
Yeah, nice plug. How much time do I have? Because this is I can either give you the Reader's Digest, or I can give you all the layers. But I'll start off with this.
Well, I don't know, because in the new setup in the studio, the screens are flipped, so I don't know what the battery life looks like. So if you see the red light go out, you've gone well beyond.
All right. Got it. All right. So April 2022, I get a phone. Someone put online that a client of theirs needed to get rid of a massive tranche of real estate. So not massive, 6 properties to be exact. And I said, and they wanted a price of, I think they wanted a flat $1 million for these 6 properties, and I was like, holy shit, this seems pretty legit, and we were in the middle of a handful of other things, and plus we always want to make sure that we take care of our loyal clients and investors, and so we called up. Actually, one of our clients is also our tax strategist, and called her up and said, "Hey, look, I have an opportunity for you here. 6 homes for $1 million, and some of them are going to need some work. Some of them are rented out, so on and so forth." So she said, "I'm interested." So of course, I put together the whole spreadsheet of everything and what all the numbers look like, etc. And so we closed on all 6 of them about a month later. And she took on a business partner with it, and he is a brilliant real estate mind in his own right. Yeah. And it was something where I actually learned a lot from him, tax strategies wise, how to manage contractors, how to essentially put building blocks in place for properties like that. He just knew it, and so I learned a tremendous amount from him. Fast forward, we slowly started liquidating some of those properties, and then about 6 months ago or about a year ago, whittled it down to just 1. Well, last week we put the 6th one under contract, and I was just doing some numbers, and between the whole thing, now this is not tax advantages because I know that they're going to be able to use a lot because of their posturing on it, which that's going to make me run out of 3 or 4 different batteries if I go through that. The tax advantages that they were able to posture on these things was unbelievable, unlike anything I'd ever seen before. There was a great deal of passive income, and then the buy downs and the et cetera from their tenants that were in there was incredible. I didn't even account for that. I just took into account just appreciation. And we made them just over $400,000 once we close on this thing.
Wow.
In 2 years.
Yeah, in 2 years.
That's great.
$1 million, and they're going to walk away with about 1.4 in 2 years. And so I thought that was a tremendous win, and I'm so pumped for them. And I think that it's just a testament to what we can help you. Ultimately, they made the decision. It's their win, right?
Right.
But the fact that we were able to not only provide that opportunity for them, but to help put together the numbers and track what our projections were versus our actuals, because our projections were even lower because we're extremely conservative on how we approach projections, because back in 2021 we were looking at ridiculous appraisal values, and I was just like, hey, look, we're not going to put those types of values on these things. What we're going to do is we're going to take the past 5 years and we're going to take averages off of that, and then that's how we're going to adjust our percentages on it. And so we thought that we could help them make anywhere between $250,000 $300,000 on this thing when it was all said and done, if they were to hold on to them for a minimum of 2 years. So we're about 2.5 years later, we're dealing with just about $400,000 on it. So big win, big thank you, and just pumped.
Dude, if we got any listeners got a tranche of homes that they want to offload, we're your huckleberries.
Yeah.
Because when you got a real estate portfolio, you got 4, 5, 6, 7 homes in a real estate portfolio. It oftentimes makes tremendous sense to sell them as a bundle.
Right.
But that's not for the average agent or investor to be able to navigate. So
we did that, buddy.
All right. Well, then it's Friday, so it's your turn. It's Justin's turn.
It's my turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
I talked turkey last week.
So we're still in.
This is going to be huge.
Yeah,
huge.
We're huge. We're still in the Thanksgiving talk here. So I'm going to say, what's your guys' favorite thing to do with your family on Thanksgiving? Maybe it's traditional, maybe not, but let's give some ideas out there to some things that maybe we've never thought of. And I've seen some cool stuff, and yeah, tell me what you got.
I'm a jerk. So
News flash.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
we didn't know
so
that.
listen, I hope nobody in my family's listening, and chances are they're not. I love Thanksgiving, and we host every year, and we have everybody over. A couple of reasons. One, I don't want to go anywhere. Two, I want to watch football in my house. And three, I truly enjoy cooking a turkey. I love everything about it. I love the prep. I love creating the broth. I love the basting. I just love it all. And I love every 30 minutes opening up the oven and getting that steam coming out and that smell. And so I love it. So with that being said, it's not so much of something that I do with the family to create memories. It's how I avoid my family.
There you have it, folks.
There you go.
There's Mike in a nutshell.
So the secret is, I just
tend to the turkey.
I tend to the turkey and I cut a piece, one for them, one for me. Making the gravy, I got the rolls, dipping the rolls in there, and by the time that
Everything's
we're done,
contaminated.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, is 10% Mike's saliva.
and by the time that we are all ready to eat, I'm full. It's great.
So then you're not even at the table. I'm full. I'm going to go watch football by myself.
I can never eat because I'm always the one cooking, and I can never eat after I cook. Like I need to wait hours after. It's kind of like
That doesn't make sense.
I just can't. I mean, I do taste, but I'm not eating much. But I just cannot eat after I've been cooking for 4 or 5 hours. Just impossible. Not going to happen. I usually end up eating the next day all of the Thanksgiving leftovers. That's when my feast is on. But I'll take the next one. So we have a long running tradition. Again, I'm normally the one cooking, and so we always have that, which is a great tradition. But my favorite out of our Thanksgiving tradition is every single Thanksgiving morning, all the men get up at around 5:30. We had my sister-in-law make it one year, and we all go quail hunting.
Oh, that's cool.
That's great.
Yeah, we go quail hunting. Then not very long. We go from like 6 to 8:30 or 6 to 9 or something like that. Just to get out there, walk around, and then that type of quail hunting, because most of the family doesn't do it very regularly. We don't have a whole lot of success. But the whole idea is just walking around the desert, talking shit, shooting guns, and it's a fun thing for us to do, and then also you burn a few calories before you just
dig in,
just go nuts at Thanksgiving dinner. So that's a really cool tradition for us, and I love doing that every year.
So for me, my mom's side of the family, nothing, Mike, from you. Thank you.
I'm confused.
Yeah, grow up, Justin.
We always play a game after we eat. Everybody's stuffed, and we always play a game. And typically, we play Pictionary. But everybody participates, even the little kids. And it's just time where we get together. We're all in the same group. We're not in our little cliques all around, and we're all just there hanging out. And it's always boys versus girls, and we just have a great time doing Pictionary. It's a lot of laughs. You can see the difference in people and how they draw, and it's great. I absolutely love it. I look forward to that every single year.
Pictionary.
That sounds absolutely painful.
It's so much fun.
Unless we're playing poker, I hate playing
I know,
games.
but we just established you hate being around your family
Oh,
on
yeah.
Thanksgiving.
And then the other reason, I gotta get away from the table before we all start going around and everybody talk about what they're thankful for. That's painful too.
We don't do that.
Asshole.
All right, folks. Well, text story to 623 AZ Recon. We'd love to work with you, have conversations with you, and bring you into our family of real estate wealth builders. Again, all you got to do is text the word story to 623 AZ Recon. That's story to 623 AZ Recon.